All right. Welcome to the Fantasy Six Pack Network. My name is Joe Bond, founder of FantasySixPack.net. With me tonight, Corey Pieper, and we got another guest, another co-host later that's going to be joining me as we go through some waiver wire additions for Week 13. What is going on, Corey?
It's a wild week of football, man.
Yes, it was.
Started with Saturday, me and you, big semifinal match.
Oh, dude.
I couldn't believe I actually pulled it out. I have to say, I
no
got more
one
lucky.
puts up like a biggest dud ever, and because I didn't watch the game, but I saw that tweet by Keith Fleming about the bad no call on the touchdown, and I'm like, wait, what? No, that would have won me the game. That would have won me our matchup.
Oh man, yeah, just a wild, and then just those early games yesterday, man. The Commanders and the Cowboys, and you're a Commanders fan. I mean, you just a wild game, and
I mean, I thought it was over, and then all of a sudden I look up. I watch Red Zone. I don't even watch the full game. I mean, I thought it was over. Kid started talking to me, get my attention, and then so I turn away and I come back upstairs real quick, and I was like, wait a minute, how did they get close? And then I see the mixed extra point. I'm like, So also Saturday night, I watched my Hokies completely blow it.
I didn't even see that one. That one I missed
against Duke. They were getting blown out, and then all of a sudden they come back and they made it really close. And I thought they were going to pull it off, and then just nah.
That's even worse when you're like resigned to losing, and then it just doesn't happen. You're like, okay, whatever. And then when you think you've got it, and then you still lose, 3 times worse.
Oh yeah, absolutely. What's going on, Albert?
Guys,
thanks for joining, and Jamie, of course. What's going on, man? There we go, Chad. We've got might have a surprise for you here, but let's jump into things here. Enough about our team. Somebody cares. Week 13 waivers start off here. Ameer Abdullah. We mentioned him last week, and he came through like we said he would if he got an opportunity. And you're still on him as a waiver ad, though.
Yeah, it's as long as there's injuries there, he's going to stay on this, and he stays below 50%. Because I said 15 touches. If you give me 15 touches for a running back, I'll find value for you. Didn't quite get it. 13 touches, but 5 of them receptions. That's awesome. Yeah. Got in the end zone there. Looks like Minshew broke his collarbone. So looking at a new quarterback in Las Vegas, that's not great. But I still feel confident that Aiden O'Connell, if it's him, or Desmond Ridder, can dump the ball to Ameer Abdullah for 5 catches a week. And so, yeah, as long as Zamir White is out, I think Madison, I feel pretty confident they're going to miss another week. They play on Friday this week. I don't think we'll probably see Zamir White. And then it's a tough matchup again. They play the Chiefs, which is one of the toughest matchups for running backs. But 15 touches, man, that makes some flex option.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, tough sledding, but there you go. Opportunity counts. So Jeremy McNichols, another guy with some opportunity, right? Possibly coming his way, kind of like Ameer Abdullah last week. I put his whole season on here because there's really no one week that he did anything, right? But to me, this just kind of shows that he's been efficient when he's gotten the ball, right? 4.9 yards per carry, 4 touchdowns. That actually kind of surprised me. I was like, wait, what? So what's your confidence factor, or how much we like in McNichols this week?
Well, I do think he's going to be the running back because Brian Robinson left I think he's missed 3 of the last 6 games anyways. He's been questionable when he's been out there. He's been playing barely 50% of the snaps. Another injury. It looked really bad. I was amazed he came back in for a while. He came back in for the second quarter, and then he did not look like himself. And so then did not touch the field in the second half. They were playing in a weird game anyway, so there was not a whole lot of rushing attempts. But then Austin Eckler takes a pretty big shot at the end of the game, looked really nasty. And so the concussion, I feel pretty confident he's going to miss. They just released Chris Rodriguez, who is the other running back. I would assume they're going to sign Chris Rodriguez back right away because they need something there.
Probably,
but Jeremy McNichols, you said it. He's been good on a per touch basis. And there was those games earlier in the year. There was 2 games back-to-back weeks. I think it's 3 and 4 or 2 and 3 against Arizona and Cleveland, where the Commanders had gotten off they had big leads. They won 42-14 and 34-13, but 8 carries for 68 yards and 2 touchdowns and 7 carries for 44 yards and a touchdown. that's really efficient. And that's what that's showing you right there. He's picking up 5 yards of carry. Jaden Daniels looked healthier finally for the first time in a while. I think he's been dealing with that rib injury. So we get Jaden Daniels healthy. That helps the rushing game a lot because then people have to at least think about Jaden Daniels running. And he had not been doing that for a few weeks. And that really hurt the Commanders offense. I think you got to pick him up, Jeremy McNichols. If you're looking to start a running back this week, another one. I think he can get 15 touches. He's probably, unlike Ameer Abdullah, he is not going to be much of a factor in the passing game, though. That you got it there. He's only caught 2 balls all year. I don't think we'll see a lot of pass catches, but this is an offense, especially when they get down inside the 5-yard line, they want to run the ball. It has been unbelievably frustrating to me how many times Jaden Daniels has not scored a touchdown because Eckler gets a 1-yard carry, Brian Robinson gets the 1-yard carry. So they want to run the ball in the green zone there inside the 5. Go get Jeremy McNichols this week.
Yeah, big kind of, I don't know, stats, but like it is going to be tough though because there's no bye weeks, right? So that's going to be the tough thing. Is like, does he really get in your lineup? So yeah, it's going to be tough. But I mean, probably worth to pick up, especially if you've got Brian Robinson. That's a good fill in right there. So David Moore, Carolina Panthers. This one came out of nowhere, right? But again, at the end of the season, we're just kind of trying to catch fire sometimes. So what we got?
So Jalen Coker missed. Jalen Coker, the rookie receiver, undrafted rookie receiver for Carolina. Adam Thielen is back. Xavier Legette was still there, but it was David Moore. And this is another team. Like Bryce Young has never looked better in his career than the last month. He looks very good. He almost led them to a win in this game. And I'm not going to say that he's just going to lock into David Moore, but I've said it before. Anytime you get double-digit targets, I'm getting interested in you. And 10 targets, caught 6 of them, 81 yards and a touchdown. That's a very good fantasy day. Carolina, yeah, it's they're playing better football lately. Bryce Young's playing better. I'm willing to take a chance on David Moore. They lost another one of their weapons in this game. Jatavian Sanders took a brutal shot, just an ugly hit on the head. So I think
carted off, right?
Yeah, on a stretch, like on a backboard. It was bad looking. So bad. And Chad's got it down there. Tampa Bay 2 times in the next 5 weeks here. That is a defense to target. The Cowboys are also a team to target. The schedule is great. There are some teams that have awesome fantasy schedules. Unfortunately, it's like Carolina and Tennessee. Now, Will Levis also looks a lot better the last month. So I like the Carolina schedule.
The ball, man. He's gonna make those like crazy turnovers.
He's like Jameis,
which Houston gets 30 points dropped on him, but still is like the top defense in the league. So that's pretty funny. Because they scored twice, I believe. So I like taking a shot at David Moore. I think it's gonna, it depends on the health of Coker and guys like that. But again, you're just trying to catch fire sometimes here at the end of the season to keep things going. Because, dude, I got a couple teams reeling, man. Like the guys that I've been counting on all year, they got me into like first place. I've now lost like 2-3 in a row with some of those teams. I'm like, I don't know what to do. Like these the good teams. I mean, it's gonna be hard to pick up a David Moore, but might have to.
Like you said, the hot hand. We're at the end. We're at crunch time here. Here's a guy you can always add.
Waiver Wire favorite.
I feel like I talk about him every week. Here's a guy you can always add. 7 top 40 finishes at PPR leagues this year. 7, dude. Are they? I've said it many times. Are they blow up games? No, they're not. But does he just consistently give you a good week? Yes, every week. Demario Douglas should be on a team. I don't know why he is so lowly owned every week. Even yesterday, their offense looked miserable, and he still found a way to get you 10 PPR points. It's just, I almost just don't want to put him on here just for the sake of talking about someone else. But then I think about it, and I'm like, why is he not owned? I don't know.
I get it. Like it's not great numbers.
It's not sexy.
Winning you weeks. Yeah. But I guarantee you've been starting worse in some places. Like it doesn't make any sense. I don't know if it's the notion that New England's just a terrible offense. Like, I mean, in general they are, but they've been better. Now this past week was just abysmal, but overall, like they've been much better with Drake May. Hunter Henry's been a thing. Ramondre Stevenson's been up and down. Demario Douglas has been fairly consistent.
Yeah.
So I'm with you, man. I'm totally with you. So yeah, let's. I lost my slides. Here we go. Next up, Noah Gray. Not the tight end from Kansas City. Anybody thought we'd be talking about ever this season.
Yeah. And that hurts. So I had to send you a message yesterday. Like, I have to talk about Noah Gray, right? Because the 2 weeks back to back are awesome. I mean, he's been a top 6 tight end the last 2 weeks, 4 touchdowns. If it was almost any other offense, I would say that's never going to happen again. But Kansas City and with Patrick Mahomes has shown that they will look to get the ball to the tight end when they are in the green zone, in the red zone there. And so Noah Gray, these last couple weeks, has delivered the production that you mentioned. We wanted it out of Travis Kelce. They get the Raiders this week. That's another team I could absolutely see him having success against. Would I bank on the 2 tight ends or the 2 touchdowns? No, I wouldn't. But he is in the streaming option at tight end. If you need a tight end, I think you could absolutely consider Noah Gray. And another one that Chad's got down there, Dynasty, he needs to be owned at this point. Like, you have got to make sure that if you're in a Dynasty league, Noah Gray has got to be on a roster because, I don't know, what are we thinking? 50-50 Travis Kelce comes back, 60-40?
Yeah. I mean, look, I've been stashing Noah Gray for a year and a half in Dynasty thinking Kelsey's out the door soon. Just traded for Ja'Tavion Sanders, didn't give up a lot, but I mean, hopefully one of them at least hits soon. Hopefully both. I have a trade chip, backup, stuff like that. But it's yeah, it's interesting. Noah Gray is coming alive here at the end, unexpectedly. Last but not least for you, Devaughn Vele, and Chad mentioned him earlier in the chat here. His Vele was going to be this year's Puka Nacua. I don't think we can quite go there, but he's looking a lot better lately. That's for sure.
If you want to say, like, by Puka Nacua, the best 3rd round rookie wide receiver, I'll be fine with, or the best day 3 rookie wide receiver, I'd be cool with that. Do I think he's actually Puka Nacua? No, but that's just a 1 of 1. But Devaughn Vele, another team, as Bo Nix seems to be getting more and more comfortable every week leading this Broncos offense. At the beginning of the season, it was hard pressed to find a starting wide receiver that you want to play, including Courtland Sutton on Denver, because it was a miserable. There were some miserable games in there. Now, Courtland Sutton's top 15. Like, you roll him out there every week. And Devaughn Vele, that's 3 straight weeks. He's hit double-digit PPR points. He's getting the ball to Marvin Mims a little bit more than we've seen in the past. Troy Franklin's had some okay games. LJ Humphrey. So they're slinging the ball around here. Bo Nix is getting the ball out and these guys in a hurry, but it's Courtland Sutton top 15 to me, and then it's Devaughn Vele, and he's in that top 40 range. He's getting the targets. He's delivering some yardage with it. I think he's really good.
He's been getting better the last couple of weeks here too. Like, I put the whole last 3 weeks here up, but really it's been kind of steadily getting better and better and better. So we did I really only knew the name because when we were doing those off-season videos with the beat reporters, the guy who did Denver was like, a name that you need to watch out for is Devaughn Vele. So I immediately went out to my Dynasty League that's like was totally rebuilding, and I forget even who I dropped at this point. Picked up Vele, and that's who I ended up adding to that trade to get Sanders and Pacheco. So I think that worked out pretty well for me. Hopefully Vele doesn't blow up to be Puka Nacua like Chad is saying, but I think I did okay.
I think you did just fine, yeah, man. Yeah. But that doesn't mean that Devaughn Vele hasn't been good too. Like, that guy who got Devaughn Vele, he's been great, and he should be on the 12-team roster.
Yeah, that dude's team is loaded, but it'll be hard pressed for Vele to crack the lineup for now. But it's looking pretty good for him so far. But all right, well, we are adding a little twist to these shows, I think, for the rest of the season, hopefully. But definitely this week, Corey, I want to thank you for doing the offense here. I'll let everybody know where they can find you and what you got going on the rest of the season.
You can follow me on the X and the Blue Sky at COPIEPS and whatever the rest of it is on Blue Sky over there, where I just keep doing the waiver wire every week here, getting closer and closer to working on a lot of baseball stuff with you. We've been messaging back and forth here. We're getting baseballs getting ready to go. Keep following the Fantasy Six Pack. Join up. Talk to us. Absolutely, man.
Yeah, absolutely. And be on the lookout for our socials. We're gonna have a good Black Friday week, whatever you want to call it now, deal going out. It's gonna be pretty awesome. I'm gonna launch it probably tomorrow.
Very cool. So, I love
it. Stick out for that one. So, Corey, thank you.
Of course, man.
And,
take care.
Let's get rolling here with our IDP work. Steve, IDP Hunter, what's up, man?
What's going on, Joe?
Oh, not too much. Fighting a cold, but that's enough about me. How was your weekend of games?
I mean, it's still going, so ask me, I guess, on Tuesday. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. After we get off of here, I get to go edit your IDP waiver article, get that posted. So if you guys are watching live, his article will go up on the site here very soon. But a little sneak preview into your top 6 here. We're going to start off with Mr. Nick Herbig. Sorry. Lots of stats on the screen here. Don't really have to hit them all. I just kind of like to put stuff up there to give people something to look at while you talk. But let me know your thoughts on Nick here.
So Nick Herbig, going outside the stats here, he's a rookie. He's only played a handful of games, but he's only started 3. And he's actually only got 76% snap usage in 3 of them. So we're just going to take that 3 games body of work, okay? Last week alone, he had an impressive 26.3% pass rush grade. That was the highest on the team, better than TJ Watt, okay? So he graded PFF 23.3. He's on a very good pace when he's getting stats. He's actually, in those 3 games, he's produced 3 fumbles as well. 2 were forced, 1 was recovered. And, of course, you know about the sacks. Basically, when I look at this guy, I'm thinking of, like, for those out there that like Diet Coke or Coke Zero instead of the actual real thing, why pay high premium for TJ Watt when you can get Nick Herbig on the other side, who's not getting all the double teams, who has a better pass rush win rate? Now, I'm not saying he's better than TJ. Take this into account. A thing on your website, you have the IDP by position chart. Well, he's going up against the Bengals this week at all to save their life. So I'm signing me up for Nick Herbig in 2% of roster leagues.
Yeah. No, cool. These are the great pickups. If you guys haven't been keeping a track of Steve's waiver article, these are the guys you. There was a tweet you put up earlier tonight. I forget who it was by, but talked about. I don't even know really what the stat was. I just kind of looked at the thing real quick and noticed that one of the names on there was Herbig. And then down the list was a guy that we previewed for you last week on this show. I'm blanking on the name now. But like that's 2, like right there.
Yeah.
So like,
I don't know which one either. I mean, we have a lot of hits over here at the IDP department, if you will. We got the Benitos, the Oways, the Chop.
Benito, that's who it was. That's who it was. Yeah, that's who it was. It was Benito. He's also on that thing that you retweeted. So yeah, just crushing it over here. So definitely get in on that. But let's get to your next.
I got
one
it right here, Joe. Yeah, if you look at the top 9 last week, Chop Robinson, Daniel Hunter, Nick Herbig, Gary, Floyd, Crosby, Landry, Benito, Collins, what stands out? The Chop Robinson pickup, the Nick Benito pickup, and the Nick Herbig pickup. So yeah, we got the sleepers in the crew.
Absolutely, man. That's what it's all about. You keep saying it's a fantasy 6-pack crew, like I'm part of the IDP side of it. No, man.
We have a department that works as a team.
Yeah. Okay. The smallest department on earth. It's Steve and Alex, and I guess Jamie's halftime in IDP, and he does halftime in offense. So, so let's jump in here. You got DJ Wonnum here. What we got?
DJ Wonnum's, he's not a young stud. I mean, but the thing about him is, usually this late in the year, you're not going to get a guy who has 77% snap rate this late in the year. You're not going to find him on waivers. You can find him. He's only rostered in 23% of leagues. Now you're probably wondering, why is that, Steve? Well, I'm going to tell you why. he's been completely forgotten on the Panthers because he's been injured the first 9 games. Well, now all of a sudden he's producing like he could at a high productive rate. It's just a small sample size. We only got 2 games here, but he's the perfect kind of player for me when I play in these 1, 2, 3 scoring leagues. I know you guys were talking on last episode. What's 1, 2, 3 scoring? 1, 2, 3 scoring is the default for sleeper. A lot of us IDP degenerates play in. You get 1 point for assist, hits on quarterback, the little stuff. You get 2 points for tackle for loss, solos, 3 points for forced fumbles, pass deflections, and of course 6 points for the high scoring stuff, the touchdown, sacks, interceptions. A guy like this perfectly fits IDP 1, 2, 3 scoring. Looking at his stats, he's got 3 tackles for a loss. That gets you 2 points in 1, 2, 3 scoring. He's got 11 tackles, 6 solos. Okay. 6 solos right there. That's pretty darn good. 2 more points, right? And he's got 2 sacks and a forced fumble. So, when you put all that together, DJ Wonnum should be owned everywhere, but he's only owned in 23% of leagues. It's so strange. It just goes to show you this time of year, just like your offense, Joe, guys check out this late in the year.
Yes.
You know what I mean? They check out and they're not paying attention to the 2 games that he has produced. He has a sack in each one. He has 6 tackles and 5 in the last 2 games. So you can easily sneak this guy into a lineup if you're playing in 1, 2, 3 scoring.
Yeah. Tyrice Knight is your number 3 here. These stats look pretty nice. I'm not gonna lie.
And Knight's this is one of those classic examples of, you're getting a player due to injury or due to trades and what have you. He's not a 3-down player per se. So I don't want to, convince the audience. This is just a classic example of a guy who's going to be on your waivers, who's making the most out of his opportunities each week. When you pull his stats, he's getting about 81% each week. So 2 games, 81%, that's 2 work. But he's getting 10 tackles and 9 each game, and he got a sack last week. So don't expect these high numbers, but expect him as a really good flex for the rest of the season. And again, only owner weeks.
Yeah, I don't play in any IDP leagues. I do know that there are some leagues out there that are very shallow IDP leagues. Like they might start like 1 D lineman, 1 linebacker, 1 DB.
Right.
So I have to imagine that some of these roster percentage numbers are because of leagues like that. So would he be somebody like some of these guys be guys that you would think crack the lineup in a league like that? No. Okay.
No. In one, you're not getting the full experience of IDP if you're only playing 1, 2. We're talking, at least five players. Some people go, whatever. But yeah, these guys here are more flex on an off week by week. But no, not with 81% snap count. I'm not taking the chance of playing a guy like that, even though he had a great week, mind you. It's like rolling dice. It's too flunky.
Sure. No, fair enough. I just figured I'd ask the question because I figured there's probably a lot of people out there that do play in leagues like that. So, all right, Malcolm Rodriguez. And what I put on the screen here, what caught my eye when I was looking up stats for this guy was the snap count the last couple of weeks. Plays with Detroit. I put Jack Campbell there. We know he's the top dog, but he's right there with him now the last couple of weeks. That has a lot to do with why you like him.
Yeah, so Alex Anzalone got hurt. He got injured. He's on IR. So if you do the math, he's going to be out our entire fantasy football season. So if you do the math on that, Jack Campbell moves into that natural box role. Anzalone was playing off the edge. Now he moves into the other linebacker role, which was Campbell's role. He got 90% of snaps this week. That's a healthy percentage. I don't know if he's going to get that every week. Much like Knight, he's more of a 2-down type of player. But, the next couple weeks, he's got some good matchups. So I might consider playing him, again, as a flex. Again, you're not going to find like the top dogs on waivers this late in the year. But this guy here as a flex and what he's doing, he's got 90% and 89% last 2 games. He's only owned in 9% of leagues. You can do something with this. So, flex player for me.
Is there any concern? And again, this is the I don't play IDP question, so just kind of curious here. Pick your brain. Is there any concern with just how well Detroit's playing and that their defense just really isn't on the field very much because of it?
Yeah. So one thing about Detroit, they like to bang. They like to have these players in. There's concern with David Long picking up snaps as this season goes, but they want to have big guys in run support. So this is more of an anomaly. That's actually a low worst case scenario. The one I described is a high case scenario. I'm looking more at 75%, 80% baseline. He's a 2-down player, covering down right now. And like I said, for the next couple of weeks, use him as a flex.
Okay, cool. Xavier Woods, another one here. Those 7 solo tackles caught my eye big time here when I pulled these up.
So here's what's interesting, and I'm just going to plug the other article we do. We do the box snap safety article.
That was brand new last week. It was phenomenal, by the way.
Good, thank you, because you don't see too much work out there with the box snaps. There's a lot of places where people are like dropping Xavier Woods, and there's a couple other players on the waiver wire. People are saying drop them. I'm saying add them. They're not looking at stats correctly. Okay, I got it. You have snaps used as a rule guide. That's good. This guy's 100% steady guy, but it goes a little farther than that. Where are these tackles coming from? Well, allow me to explain. Xavier Woods, who most casual owners don't know, let me tell you what he's been doing in the box. Let's go back to week 6, okay? 31 snaps in the box. Week 7, 20 snaps in the box. Week 8, 28%. 20 snaps in the box. Week 9, 21 box snaps. Week 10, 15, I guess he took a little break for the bye week, but last week, 23 box snaps. So he's getting a lot of play in the box, which is what we like, and that's what I follow. Yeah. Again, there's a lot of places they're saying drop guys, they'll get snaps. They're not looking at safeties right. If you can get a safety playing in the box or playing as up front on the edge, then you could decrease his snaps a little bit and treat him like another DL and the other linebacker because he's going to make those tackle plays. That's what I want. And I think the analysis, what we're doing is great because I don't think the rest of the community's kind of caught up to this box snaps. Slot snaps is another good usage. I don't think the rest of the community's caught up to what we're doing. You can't just look at basic tackles or basic snaps like, oh, this is good. There's a lot of context that comes with that. Much like Rodriguez, we just talked about. He was getting snaps, but he was on the edge. What's the difference between edge and inside? Tackle efficiency. If you're inside, you're going to get a lot of tackle efficiency. On the edge, not so much. So context matters.
Yeah, I think a big mistake a lot of IDP players do, they're just casual, is they just go after the top names. You go after these big time corners, right? Well, they're not getting the opportunity to make plays. You need guys that are actually going to make a play for you. They could be a great corner. They might intercept more passes. But the interceptions to me are fluky. They're almost like touchdowns, man. Like they almost can't count on them half the time. Get tackles where you feel like it's a safer floor, right?
Yeah, Case, to your point. So there's a guy, Fose Olakun. Everybody knows who that is. He's a top linebacker every year. What's going on with him this year? He's getting all the snaps. His tackles look okay. But if you're watching film and you're watching tape and you're looking at these box snaps, you're looking at all these other snaps, Olakun, okay? When he plays inside, he's really good. When he plays on the edge, it's hit or miss. Why? Because the average tackle efficiency on the inside is 13%-ish. Anything above that line, that baseline is really good. Anything below that's kind of poor. Move him over to edge. What's the average tackle efficiency to edge? 5.4%. So we're seeing a bit of a decrease in Olakun the last couple of weeks. We're seeing about a 9% increase because he's missing tackles because it's harder to come off the edge and inside. This is the premium stats that you get over here at the six pack. You get the wherewithal to understand why those numbers and you crunch them and what works.
Yep. Come hit up Steve in our Discord. He'll tell you all about it. Christian Rozeboom. I put his last 4 weeks up here. Which kind of felt like to me, and again, I don't really know the context of what you were pulling. You just gave me the names, but this kind of felt like when it looked like things clicked for him.
So, case in point, your last week, I think you mentioned, is it Born of the Patriots? You're out, but you're back in.
Born, yes, yeah.
This is the alternate universe, the Twilight Zone defensive version of Kendrick Bourne. This guy I'm out on. This guy I'm in on. This guy I'm out on. The linebackers play with the Rams. The linebackers play musical chair rotation. You don't know who's the lead guy, who's not. Rozeboom he produces. Rozeboom, that's why you're seeing it. When he's not, he's not so good. Last week they finally decided to settle in on him a little bit. He's got 11 tackles, against the Patriots, what have you. So again, if I'm a betting man between him and Spates, and I don't want to be, but dealer's choice right now, he's the guy sitting in the chair. He's the guy winning when the music's over.
I mean, hell, even that 1 week where he only had the 2 tackles, man, 3 passes defended or whatever, that's still pretty good. Like he just wasn't getting tackles for whatever reason, playing a lot of coverage, I guess. But that's
going back to I don't know how you want to phrase it, the IDP by position chart, however we want to phrase that thing. This week he's going up against a team that gives up the 7 most tackles of linebackers. So I'll definitely play him, especially if I have a team that's trying to get in the championship, getting in the playoff on,
Yeah. Yeah, ride the hot hand, like we were saying with some of these offensive guys as well. So, all right, guys, that is it for our Week 13 waivers as a top 6 preview of offense and defense. Want to thank you, Steve, for jumping in this week. Looking forward to doing this the rest of the year to get people to that championship and bring home the trophy. Before we close it out, let everybody know where they can find you and what you got working on the rest of the year.
So I just turned in a Waiver Wires IDP article with all my top players. I mean, this is probably the last week you're going to get 50 players. If you're looking for 50 waivers in the championship weeks, it's just, I can't help you no more. But check that article out. We talk a lot about the artist formerly known as Prince, and we got a lot of clever dad puns in that article. So go ahead. If you like Prince, if you like 80s music, if you like Waiver Wire articles, and last but not least, if you like Joe Bond or IDP, check my workout over here at the Fantasy Six Pack. And then the other article we have coming out, I got to get it all together. We're going to talk about box snap usage for defensive backs and what players we should be looking at.
Yeah, well, I think this past week it dropped on Saturday, but we were kind of a work in progress. So hopefully we can get that to drop a little earlier this year and get it some more eyes. Because that was a great article. Yeah, dude, the men at work, the men without hats. I had to do it, man. The IDP, what do you call it? The IDP safety dance. I had to use the caution tape. Like I had to. It was too easy.
You brought me back. You remind me of that video, how awkward it is, and they're trying to dance. I'm like, this is what it's like loading defensive backs when they're required in your leagues. You just don't know. Are you going to get this guy? Is he going to break dance, or is he going to do the mashed potato? I just don't know. Is he going to do the robot? So anyway, a lot of dad jokes in this week's article. Check it out.
That's good stuff, man. Always got the 80s references. Always got the jokes. Steve's always bringing it, man. Love it. And thanks for tuning in, guys. Hit that subscribe button, the like button. If you're still hanging around, check out the socials for Fantasy Six Pack. I'll be dropping a Black Friday deal for everybody this week. See ya.